The purpose of this video is to discuss and explain some basic concepts of science. The rock that we mine in is ever-changing and is thus controlled by these basic concepts. Understanding these concepts is therefore important for us to be prepared for the changes that may occur in our workplace. An understanding of these concepts will also help us to understand why some good work practices are necessary and vital for our safety. Understanding the concepts of gravity, mass, weight, force, density, and volume. How about we begin with gravity? Isn't it what goes up must come down? No, it's more like attraction. See, the core of the Earth is like a big magnet. Everything is attracted to it. We call this magnetic attraction gravity. Meet James. He will assist us with the demonstration. If it wasn't for gravity pulling James towards the Earth's core, well, James would be floating off into space. Okay, welcome back to Earth. Keep in mind, the size of the gravitational pull depends on the mass of the object. Mass can be explained as a measure of the amount of substance or matter that is contained in an object. So, the mass of an object depends on the number of atoms in it, the type of atoms, and how compact these atoms are. The more compact the atoms in an object, the denser the object. We can measure the mass of an object with a scale. Because of the difference in density, if you take two objects of the same size, made of different materials, and weigh them, they usually won't weigh the same. This means that a log of timber will weigh the same as a small bar of copper. Many kinds of metal and rock are very dense. This only means that the atoms in these materials are more compact, in other words, more closely packed. Density is also defined as mass per unit volume or kilograms per cubic meter. Let's explain volume. James is holding 2 glasses of water. The volume of these glasses is the amount of space the actual water takes up. If you look at the 2 glasses, they appear very different in shape. If we measure them using water, you will see they have exactly the same volume. All objects have volume, not just fluids. Volume is measured in cubic meters. While the number and type of atoms, as well as how closely packed they are, determine the mass of an object, the weight, on the other hand, is determined by the measure of the force of gravity on this object. Let's say James has a mass of 90 kilograms. Because of his mass, James will be pulled towards the core of the Earth at a constant force. The constant force is approximately equal to 10 times James's mass. This force at which James is being pulled towards the core of the Earth is known as weight and is measured in Newton. For example, a rock that has a much smaller volume than James, yet also weighs 90 kilograms, experiences the same gravitational force because they have the same mass. Let's talk about force. A force is nothing other than an interaction between two objects. Give James a minecart. While pushing the car, James applies a force on the car to make it move. Once moving, James will have to apply an opposing force to make it stop. A force, in very basic terms, can be described as that which is required to make a stationary object move, or a moving object to stop. Force is measured in Newton. All these principles are not just relevant to our daily lives, they are also very relevant to mining operations. Take for example a mining drive. A rock in the hanging wall of the drive will have a volume. The volume will contain particles, and therefore the rock will have a mass. The particles in the rock are closely spaced, and therefore the density of the rock is high, giving the rock a great mass. As with all other objects, the rock is being pulled to the core of the Earth, and therefore it has a weight. If the weight of the rock exceeds the force with which it is being held in the hanging wall, it will collapse. We hope the content of this video was educational in helping all mining staff create a safe and secure working environment.